Hello and welcome to the 2021 Motorboat Awards. I'm Hugo Andreae, the editor of Motorboat and Yachting magazine and the chair of the Motorboat Award judging panel. Much like the actual Oscars, we would normally be holding this hotly anticipated annual event at a fancy hotel with guests from all over the world. But for reasons we all know, that simply isn't possible at the moment. The good news is that by holding this virtual event instead, we can invite not just the 250 or so guests that we'd normally fit into the venue, but as many members of the public and the industry as wish to attend. For that reason, it's worth reminding any newcomers what make these awards so different to most others, and why they are so highly prized by boat buyers as well as boat builders. Firstly, we only consider boats that have been independently tested by at least one of our judges. Secondly, there is no costly or complex entry procedure. We automatically consider any boat that we have sea trialled and published in the last 12 months. Thirdly, we always base our decisions on what we think the boat buying public are looking for. In other words, every single one of the boats that has made it through to our shortlist of finalists has been thoroughly tested, reviewed and approved by us as a boat that we would happily recommend to a friend. I'd also like to thank our sponsors for continuing to support these awards in these most trying of times. So thank you to Lumishore and Naughty Boy for their sponsorship of two of the most highly prized of tonight's awards. And an even bigger thank you to Sleipner for once again partnering with us as the headline sponsor of the 2021 Motorboat Awards. And on that note, I'd like to hand you over briefly to Ronnie Scowen, CEO of Sleipner, so that he can say a few words about what this means to his company, as well as the wider marine industry.
Thank you, Hugo. Dear friends and colleagues, these Motorboat of the Year awards is one of the really positive traditions in our industry that will surely survive the current disruption to our yearly routines. Doing it online like this is different, but it also highlights the new challenges that we have all been faced with, not being able to meet our customers or business partners face to face like we normally do. Relying mostly on online marketing is a change that forces all to rethink what we have been doing. Strong branding with a very clear message is more important than ever, and as many others, we have taken a hard look at ourselves and how good our online presence is for our customers and business partners.
Bow thrusters. I think they're shit. I'm a traditional man. I use springs. Yeah, I don't mind being at sea and rolling my ass off. I think it's absolutely fantastic. And if anybody tells you that you need a bow thruster or a stern thruster or zero-speed stabilisers, they're all wankers. They're liars. Because what you spend for what you get, they get
Maybe not the best example of a clear and positive message for selling thrusters and stabilizers, Marius. Are you sure about showing this one?
Well, in digital medias, it's all about getting attention, but perhaps not at any cost. Jokes aside, with the internet making all sorts of information, truthful or fake, available to all, with a few keystrokes, it's more important than ever to be clear not only on the products you sell, but also who and what your company is.
So I guess now it's time to do something about it.
Absolutely. And now, having many other products than just thrusters, it was obvious that the thruster name, Side Power, had to go, using only our company name in our communication for the future.
Thank you, Marius. I think this will be a clear and accurate message of who and what we're all about. And I'm sure that also the designers and engineers, having created the nominated boats, will have worked hard to ensure that their designs are also knowledgeable, trustworthy, and future ready. Finally, I would like to congratulate all the nominees and thank them for their hard work and for always pushing the boundaries onwards, creating better and better boats. Well done to all of you. So, back to Hugo and the MBY team to see what tomorrow's headlines will be.
Thank you for those wise words, Ronnie. Now let's crack on with the main event over to our outside studio, where Motorboat and Yachting's Deputy Editor Jack Haines and I will be announcing the category finalists and winners.
Welcome to Premier Marina's Swanwick facility, where Hugo and I are braving the winter to provide a suitably boaty backdrop to today's big announcement. Due to travel restrictions, we couldn't test as many boats this year as usual, so we have reduced the number of categories accordingly. No government-assisted grading here, I'm pleased to say. In some categories, we will be awarding a highly commended. This is not a runners-up prize for a boat that finished a close second. All of the categories were extremely tight, but more an acknowledgement of a boat that also moves the game on in some significant way. Now, before we both freeze to death, let's move on to the first award.
Thank you, Jack. And our first category is for sports boats and ribs, which this year covers a really broad spread of boats that reflects the growing interest in these fast, fun, affordable and increasingly outboard-powered boats. So let's have a look at the craft that made our final shortlist. The Beneteau Flyer 7, the Beneteau Flyer 10, the Cranky E26, the Hydrolift X27 SUV, the Nimbus T8 and the Saxdor 200 Sport. We have decided to hand out a highly commended in this category, which goes to the Saxdor 200 Sport. This innovative little craft isn't just a breath of fresh air, it's also enormous fun to drive, remarkably capable for something so small and fantastic value for money. However, the winner of the Sports Boat and Rib category 2021 goes to the Nimbus T8. The T8 offers many of the same desirable traits as the larger T9 and T11, such as safe walk-around decks, solid build quality, versatile cockpit seating and usable overnight accommodation, but in a smaller, faster, trailable package. In short, it is the consummate all-round day boat and weekender.
Our next award is for sports cruisers up to 40 feet. And once again, we've ended up with an incredibly competitive list of finalists. Let's see who the contenders are. The Axopar 37 Mark II, the Grandezza 37CA, the Gulfcraft Oryx 379, the Windy 37 Shamal, and the Nimbus T11. We didn't feel it's appropriate to recognise any one craft in this category with a highly commended, but we did have to settle on a winner, and after lengthy debate, we decided that should be the Grandezza 37CA. The Grandezza 37CA stood out because of its commitment to core sports cruiser virtues, while still offering a best of both worlds main deck with an open cockpit and fully enclosed upper saloon. It's a sensible, well-built and cleverly designed boat that, thanks to a pair of powerful diesel engines, is also rewarding to drive and just as capable of raising a smile as the racier finalists on our shortlist. With many brands moving away from this style of boat, the well-rounded 37CA is rarer and more welcome than ever.
Now we move on to sports cruisers over 40 feet, and I have to admit this is the category which the judges found hardest of all to agree on. The truth of the matter is they're all genuinely great boats, any one of which we could have justified picking as the winner. And the finalists are the Azimuth S6, the Fjord 41 XL, the Pardo 50, the Princess V55, and the Sunseeker Predator 60 Evo. We didn't feel it was right to pick a highly commended in such a tightly contested group. But after no less than 3 rounds of deliberations, we did finally agree on a winner, the Azimuth S6. There is so much to like about this boat. Its brave triple-engine design not only delivers strong performance and impressive fuel economy, but also frees up space for a lavish owner suite and 2 double cabins without resorting to bunk beds. Then there's the peerless design and detailing that looks sensational, works well and exudes class. Above all, it's a boat that makes you feel special every time you step on board it.
Next up is the award for Flybridges up to 50 feet, a hugely popular and hard-fought sector of the market where space, value and seakeeping have to be finely balanced in order to win customers over. Let's see who the finalists are. Absolute 47 Fly, the Delphia Bluescape 1200 Fly, the Galleon 400 Fly and the Prestige 420 Fly. We did see fit to award a highly commended in this category, and that goes to the Delphia Bluescape 1200 Fly. This handsome displacement cruiser not only offers masses of space, low running costs and astonishing value for money, but also surprisingly good offshore manners, which together should encourage more people into boating. Our winner, however, is the Prestige 420 Fly. In replacing the 400 with the 420, Prestige hasn't just improved on its worthy predecessor, it has pushed it right to the top of its class. It now offers a genuinely spacious main deck and master cabin, punchy new Cummins diesel engines on reliable, low-maintenance shaft drives, and the visual sparkle to back up its newfound performance and handling. In essence, the Prestige 420 is a good-looking, good value, well-proportioned family flybridge that ticks all the boxes.
The next category is for flybridges over 50 feet, and it's another really strong group of contenders offering innovations aplenty that had our judges debating long into the night. And the finalists are the Absolute 64 Navetta, the Absolute 68 Navetta, the Pearl 62 and the Prestige X70. We couldn't pass up the opportunity of handing out a highly commended to the Absolute 64 Navetta. Its beach club cum aft cabin is quite simply one of the most stunning pieces of design we've seen all year. But the winner of this category is the Pearl 62. British designer Bill Dixon has pulled off a major design coup, managing to fit 4 stellar guest cabins plus a crew space on a boat of this size. The Pearl 62 doesn't just feel larger and more sophisticated than its dimensions suggest, it also has a stunning Kelly Hoppen interior that works on a practical level too. Volvo IPS drives deliver strong performance and solid seakeeping, but arguably the biggest achievement is that Pearl has managed to deliver all this while still undercutting its key competitors.
The final boat award is Custom Yachts, which, as the name suggests, covers some seriously big hitters from a wide range of different yards. Let's see who the finalists are. The Extra 86 Fast, the Pershing 8X, the Riva 110, the Serena 88 and the Spirit P70. There was no way we could go straight to a winner without first giving a highly commended to the remarkable Spirit P70. This elegant wooden gentleman's motor yacht is an absolutely stunning achievement from the Suffolk yard and a credit to the owner's vision and the artisans who designed and built her. She was created with a specific cruising purpose in mind, which it delivers in abundance, but it is her soul that shines through. Nevertheless, the winner of this category is the Pershing 8X. Thanks to judicious use of carbon fibre and a new surface drive control system, Pershing has created a yacht that is considerably more spacious, comfortable and easier to drive than its predecessor, but still handles and performs exactly as a Pershing should, while using no additional power. Remarkably, this 84-foot, 4-cabin, 3-bathroom luxury cruiser has a top speed a whisker short of 50 knots. Proving that you really can have your cake and eat it. That's all from me here in Southampton. Now it's back to Hugo in the studio.
And so to the finale of the Motorboat Awards, and the 2 most prized awards of all. The first of these is for Outstanding Customer Service, which is kindly being sponsored by Naughty Boy, itself an award-winning manufacturer of inflatable platforms and docks. In a difficult year, in which many marine companies have faced challenges of their own, delivering first-class service to customers who at times were unable to access their own boats has proved more important than ever. So I'm pleased to say that we have also received more nominations from the public than ever before. As usual, we have sifted through them, taking account not just of the size of the company and the likely customer base, but also the anecdotal evidence of the service provided. And the finalists who made it through to our shortlist are Approved Boats, Berthon, boats.co.uk, Coast Marine Services, and Ventura Yachts. As you can see from the quotes you've just read on screen, all 5 finalists received ringing endorsements from their customers. But one company stood out, both for the number of nominations sent to us by its customers, but also the heartfelt comments they included. Our winner is Approved Boats. The final award of the night is the Judges' Special Award, which is kindly sponsored by Lumishore. This is given to a person, a company, or an institution that has made an exceptional contribution to the world of motorboats. Past winners include legendary designers, shipyard founders, powerboat racers, and even search and rescue charities such as the RNLI. This year's winner can hold his head high in this illustrious company. Knut Heiberg Andersen joined Windy Boats back in 1990 as a sales and marketing coordinator, rising rapidly through the ranks to managing director, president, chief executive, and more recently, executive chairman and mentor. In that time, not only has he helped make Windy's reputation as one of the world's leading manufacturers of performance sports cruisers, he also succeeded in the far more demanding task of maintaining that success for over 30 years. That he managed to steer Windy safely through the maze to a bright new future, building everything from top quality driver-focused sports boats and cruisers to custom-built super yacht tenders, while retaining his legendary warmth and humour, is a testament to his visionary skills and exceptional character. As Windy's current chief executive, Trevor Fenlon, put it to me earlier, many words spring to mind when describing Knut. Smart, warm, friendly, but none of them can do justice to his all-round talents and driven but fun approach to his life and work. He is a true gentleman of the industry. And on that note, I'd like to hand you over to the man himself for the final word on the matter.
Thank you so much, Hugo. Dear members of the jury, when Hugo called me and sent me an email just before Christmas, the heading was "Some Good News," and I crossed my fingers, was very excited for another Windy nomination to the 2021 Motorboat Awards. But his good news contains so much more. But winning the 2021 Judges' Special Award was overwhelming, is overwhelming, and never crossed my mind. I'm honored, I'm humbled, I'm very proud and grateful. Almost to the day, it's been 30 years since I took the helm at Windy. At the time, we were a well-respected niche builder, setting a new course for the future. We were surrounded by English boat industry with strong ambitions, good Italian brands, and they all wanted to grow big. My ambition for Windy was to become the best in our class. I quickly realized that Windy had something very special, deeply rooted in every employee, was a quality state of mind which, to some extent, I admit, went beyond commercial sense. I have been extremely fortunate over the years to work with what I consider the best ownership in the industry and the best colleagues and boat builders in our industry. Trygve Hegnar, owner and family friend, has shared my passion for Windy and has supported our vision and accomplishments all the way. But on this occasion also allow me to highlight the Windy team in the early days that started it all, with our genius designer and naval architect Hans-Jørgen Johnson, the very best boat builders and craftsmen we could find on the shop floor. And through the years, I have found inspiration in my role models and friends in the industry. Robert and John at Sandseeker, David at Princess, Ed Dubois, Gerard Wainwright of Sea Line, many more. And then we have the Windy team of today, headed by Trevor Fenlon, Espen Oino, Malcolm McKean, Model Art, and several more. They are all to thank for what Windy has become and the position we have reached and aim to develop further in the years to come. It has been a fantastic voyage, I admit, with colleagues, with business partners, industry role models, strong competitors, and happy customers. Like all others, mistakes have been made and opportunities lost. But who counts lost battles on victory day? I'm proud and humbled for having steered Windy until 2019, when Trevor Fenlon took over as the CEO, and I'm proud to still be part of a superb and highly recognized and respected niche boat builder. Dear members of the jury, thank you very, very much for this extraordinary recognition. Thank you, and have a good evening.
Thank you, Knut. I only wish we could have had some of your colleagues, customers, and fellow boat builders here to show you how much they all appreciate you. In any other year, the whole room would have been on its feet applauding and queuing up to buy you a drink. So with that virtual applause still ringing in our ears, it's time to draw the 2021 Motorboat Awards to a close by congratulating all of tonight's winners, thanking our sponsors for their ongoing support, and looking forward to the day when we can once again meet up for real. Thank you for watching, and stay safe.